your August 2020 reading. Don't forget that you can also check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, stellium sign, and any of those if this doesn't resonate, or even if it does, because that could help paint a bigger, broader, better picture for you about what's ahead. So I didn't do the quote last time, but I'm doing it this time, and the quote for this month is, "What we hope ever to do with ease, we must first learn to do with diligence." Samuel Johnson. So I will leave you with that while I start shuffling for your reading, and I will see you there. Right, Scorpio, something is happening this month, and I feel like you might already kind of know it. It's something kind of jarring, and it has to do with relationships. I'm feeling some kind of friendship around you. There was similar energy in Libra, so I don't know if you guys have any Libra placements. A lot of times there are certain planets that don't go very far away from your sun sign, so maybe check that one out as well. We have the Uranus card up here, which is it's the planetary ruler of Aquarius in Western astrology, but it also deals with kind of zany things, strange things, sudden breakthroughs, and it can be a very unpredictable kind of an energy. So I'm feeling like with some kind of friendship or something, there's been something to kind of shake you awake. I do feel like this has something to do with feeling left out in the cold, feeling betrayed or backstabbed by someone, because we have 2 5s here in very prominent positions, because this one is what's happening, the 5 of Swords. I do feel like there's some kind of destruction, some kind of humiliation, self-destruction, some kind of, maybe I feel like self-destruction in some way, and something's being severed, something that maybe you didn't ever think was going to be severed, and it could have to do with a friend, someone that you thought was maybe quite innocent. I just feel like there was some kind of betrayal or withholding here. And so the 5 of Pentacles can often represent a relationship that's like based on burden of some kind. And with the rose kind of wilting, I feel like there was something that had some kind of potential here. And now you're very confused about this situation. You're really confused about this. But I feel like whatever happened, it's like it surprised you. Like it catches you off guard here. And it doesn't have to be in a personal relationship, although I feel like innocence is being left behind. We have the Fool. This is the Uranus card. So you have Uranus energy twice here. That's why I kind of feel like this is playing this double role of like something happened within a friendship and you're leaving behind some kind of innocence. So, yeah. Also trust. I feel like innocence and trust within some kind of relationship has been left in the past. And so you guys, it's like you're trying to keep up on your own self here with the Virgin, because, okay, light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, but the shadow attribute is fear of intimate union. I don't feel like you had a fear of an intimate union with this person until something happened here. And it's like all you think about when you see this person's face. You can't really replace that innocence that was lost in some way. So you are scared to open up to this person again. I feel like you're always going to have some kind of guard up with this person, and that's definitely showing up in the near future, is that you have your guard up, you're trying to figure out your way around it, but you're not really making any moves towards this person. And it's like, I feel like this person or the situation, I'm really feeling like it's some kind of friendship or something, or like larger group. This could be happening online. A lot of this could be playing out online. So some of you guys, like, you put up immediate blocks. So I don't know if you like temporarily blocked this person or unfriended them. You had to move away from this person in order to protect yourself in some way. And you have Half of My Heart by John Mayer featuring Taylor Swift. So, and also Awakening. Something is coming to light about a relationship. For some of you guys, I feel like this isn't even like a bad thing. For some of you guys, you could start realizing that you're having feelings for someone who like is in your friend group and you don't really know how they feel about you back, you know? I don't set out to make the monthlies like about love, and I don't think that it is about love for everybody, but I do feel like the underlying theme for this month is like you have some kind of shakeup that happens very suddenly. It is leading to a new beginning, a new passionate beginning with the Ace of Wands in the long term. But and given that this is a month-long reading, I feel like that must mean like closer to the end of the month, or I mean, I guess it can mean eventually, but just something to consider that this is a month-long reading. But with the Son of Pentacles being in the near future position, it's like you're trying to get the lay of the land. You're like, what did I miss? How did I miss this about this person? Something surprises you. Something surprises you. And I feel like you have your guards up. You were like, oh, I was unprotected in this way around this group of people or online in some way. Some of you guys, there's something that happens online and you feel left out in the cold. I do feel like, I just feel the energy of betrayal, honestly, in some way. Or shock. Or shock. Some of you guys, there's a bit of like self-destruction here. So anyways, back to this Half of My Heart with John Mayer and Taylor Swift. The verse I wrote down is, then you come crashing in like the realest thing, trying my best to understand all the love you can bring. Half of my heart's got a grip on the situation. Half of my heart takes time. Half of my heart's got a right mind to tell you that I can't keep loving you with half of my heart. You're holding back. You've got boundaries up this month, Scorpio, in regards to a relationship, and it has to do with something that startled you. So, some of you, like, there's several different ways that this can play out, because I feel like some of you feel like you have been betrayed in the past, maybe even with this person, and so you have this kind of self-destructive behavior that's going on that's trying to sabotage this relationship. Either way, this is a soulmate connection because there's an awakening happening with both people in the connection. Both people in the connection are undergoing spiritual transformations. That's ultimately what this is about. That's ultimately what every relationship is about, is bringing up something integrating, something clicking in for you within yourself. And so that's kind of what I feel. There's something about a relationship to a group online or to a friend that's been kind of in your friendship circle. Maybe you didn't even think twice about this person, or you just kind of blindly trusted them for some reason in some way. And it's like all of a sudden you realize that something kind of has to change, or something has changed with you. So you're guarded and you're trying to understand it in the near future. But you're showing up as having some kind of grief. You're mourning something. And you're feeling some kind of guilt and regret. And I feel like the guilt is because maybe you feel like you should have seen something coming. Or it could be that you have guilt that you can't really open up your full self to a situation or to an opportunity or to a person because you're afraid, because of some kind of past event. Oh my gosh, you actually have 3 5s here. So this is really tough. And I feel like you're trying to see your way through like what's yours and what isn't yours. Like you're trying to see where you're bringing your own hangups to this and what caused some kind of blind spot here. You're going to figure it out here with the Ace of Wands here in the future. So the people around you, we have the 7 of Wands. So maybe I feel like you have to defend yourself this month for some reason, Scorpio. Like, and possibly this isn't just with one person. Possibly this is with a group of people. Let me just clarify some of these things. It's telling you the highest vibrational outcome. The highest vibrational outcome actually has 2 major arcanas. You have the Temperance and the Empress card. So it's saying to like hold back in some kind of way and be your Empress self. Like show up like the ruler of a nation, you know, like be very diplomatic and let your own self shine and kind of, this speaks a lot to authenticity. So hold on, let me just pull some clarifiers here. You guys are really walking away from something emotional. You're using your intuition as well. And you're trying to get some kind of clarity. You guys are really pulling away from something here, Scorpio. What's going on? There's some kind of chaos that's just all of a sudden created. and it causes you some kind of deep reflection this month, and you want to make some kind of clarity of it. And also it's like there's a lot to do with a group that's around you and feeling safe and secure, you know, and just like lighting something up. You want to light something up, and if you can't light it up outside of you, you're going to light it up inside of you, and you're going to turn it over and over until that becomes some kind of wisdom. You guys are prepared to cut some people off, to make some painful endings, and also to take a hard look at yourself to see what exactly happened to contribute to the situation. You guys have some kind of goal. Again, there's so much Aquarius energy here. Some of you guys are dealing with an Aquarius. What else do we have? We have Venus. So some people could, again, I feel like a lot of you guys have Libra in your chart, but you could be dealing with a Libra or a Sagittarius. These flank you. These are signs that are around you. So, I don't know. That's very interesting. And then you have the Virgin, which is Virgo. And then in my hand, I'm holding the Sun, and the Hermit. So we have a lot of energies on the board here, but ultimately I do feel like basically it comes down to something shocking that you feel like you just need to kind of cut this off. You just become aware, you awaken to something. Something's revealed to you. The people around you, I feel like you feel that you need to kind of walk away from these people. You're realizing that they're immature in some way. With the Page of Wands, you just want people around you that are loyal and that are like no nonsense, you know, don't really play games. And maybe you feel like you're surrounded by some kind of gossip or something too. So you guys want a new beginning here, and you want some kind of protection as well, but you're also afraid of it. So let's just see why. Why are you afraid of this? Judgment. Yeah, you guys, I feel like there's some kind of gossip or something, and maybe you catch a friend. This is a very specific example, and only take it if it's, you know, resonating. But, and then I'm just also thinking about John Mayer and Taylor Swift and like their whole breakup. There was like, that was just sudden, wasn't it? I don't really remember, but I remember they kind of dated for a while, and she felt very betrayed by him. And it was like they were dating, and as soon as they were dating, they weren't dating, and then they both had a lot to say about each other. And she, like, her song Dear John is a lot about losing innocence. So there is something here about, like, I feel like you guys feel betrayed in some way by someone who should have known better. And I feel like it is a little bit of like a loss of innocence, but you're thinking about this in a really high-minded way because you're trying to still maintain symbolic purity of heart and spirit through this pain. But she is, notice here, like she's got her arms crossed over her chest. So, and she looks very reflective. So it's like, I feel like some of you guys went through some kind of experience here, and you're trying to make some kind of sense of it while not, like, you still want to be yourself. You're not letting it like take away your spirit and yourself here. Some of you guys, like, this is some kind of disillusionment. I feel like you guys got disillusioned hard. This is, oh my gosh, this is the Scorpio reading. So this is like what this is about. Plus you have Uranus here, and Scorpio and Aquarius are both the most karmic signs in Vedic astrology. Like there's a lot of karma that kind of comes up. So you guys, I feel like this is kind of karmic, like some kind of group karma. And Scorpio, the soul's lesson in Scorpio is all about awakening to like kind of the BS and the nonsense of the material world, what goes on in the material world, so that ultimately in Sagittarius, which some of you guys might have a progressed sun into Sagittarius by now in your lives, it's forcing you to make that turn, that sharp turn towards spirituality where you're letting go of certain things in the material world. And that's what I feel like this Virgin card next to the awakening is kind of saying too. It's like where you realize that you can't actually put your trust in certain things. You know, like there's a lot of religious language around the world will pass away, you know, and so like ultimately you have to start, you know, building something in spirit. You're just holding back. You're trying to be smart about it. You're taking the lay of the land. Temperance follows the Death card, which is your card, and I saw it when I was shuffling, but this follows the Death card, and it can be about authenticity and being kind of reborn. And the Death card usually has some kind of fight to it, like it really doesn't want to die, you know. But you are kind of afraid of just making this judgment call for yourself, because I feel like it might be big. It might be like letting go of a group of people. Honestly, Scorpio, this might be like not just one person, but this could be a group of people. Some of you guys are going to turn off your social media this month, or just consider that, because there's a lot of noise. I feel like there's a lot of noise, and there's something like, I feel like you guys feel judged for something, and it was like you went into something very trusting. And with the Empress, this is a Venus card. So how do you get into this energy? Some of you guys want to go home to mama. Just wrap yourself up in a blanket and cry in your mom's arms, or find someone that represents this like motherly energy, right? That you can kind of lean into. Or if you don't have anybody like that, because that's real too, then perhaps this is just you kind of being your own self, being your own sheltering tree. I'm also hearing boundaries. Boundaries have come up in so many of these readings. And I'll say this to you like I've said to all of them. Brené Brown, I don't know if probably a lot of you guys are fans of hers and have already read this book, but she wrote a book called Braving, and Braving is actually an acronym for trust in a relationship. So instead of just saying to someone, you lost my trust here, you can actually see like exactly what it was, because it can be kind of a difficult statement to help someone understand where you're coming from. And so like the B in Braving is boundaries. So it's like boundaries, reliability, accountability, vulnerability, integrity, non-judgment, and generosity. So, and she explains those, and it's like, oh my gosh, yes. And I've literally been using this like religiously lately, to understand like where exactly my hangups in my relationships are. And it's just so helpful, and it helps give you language around that. So maybe with the Empress, maybe this is Brené Brown. Hi, Brené. Or this is a boss, or this is some kind of promotion, but this is you growing into your best self. Honestly, I just feel like this is you kind of rising up into your own path. Those of you guys who, also, what makes the Empress and the Emperor different from like the High Priest and the High Priestess is that they've taken vows to each other. So if there's someone that you have taken vows to, like outside of just spirit, then maybe that person can help that. So there's something that needs to come to an end. Remember, I was saying that, and I feel like it's some kind of innocence, like that you were ignorant of something because you were innocent. Like those two words kind of together, it's like that. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what's dying here, because there was something that you couldn't see, and I feel like now it was almost holding you back, and now it's like that's cut, and I just feel like it's like the start of a race kind of a thing. But not that it's like something you have to do fast. It's just like it's just like some part of you is unleashed to grow and like into a different way. This has to do with a group of people for sure. I think it has to do with friendship and who you surround yourself with. This was heavy coming out in Libra, and then Mother of Swords is on the bottom of the deck here now. Like the Suit of Swords is all about like going through a really hard time and then finally using your sword to sever ties that no longer serve you. And I feel like that's ultimately what's coming through for you this month. And you guys you're grieving, you're mourning, and that's very emotionally intelligent, and we would expect no less from water signs, but you guys are, you're sad. I feel like there's a sense of freedom lost here, and a sense of trust lost here. From people that I feel like you thought were your friends, or like should have known better. There's a severance of a relationship. Oh my gosh, with the Empress on the bottom too. There is something here. Oh, with the Empress, there's something you're trying to birth into the world. Whether this is a human, it could be a human. But there's something that wants to come through you into the world. Maybe this is a project or an idea, and it's intimately tied with who you are as a person. Oh my gosh, yeah, because we have your card coming out here. Bada bing, bada bam, bam, bam. So that's what this authenticity with the Temperance is, and then you have your card here. So yeah, it's almost like, oh my gosh, because this is kind of very Phoenix energy too, because Scorpio, I'm sure you guys have heard this 1,000 times, but Scorpio has like the 3 levels. The Scorpio that has the stinger, right, the scorpion, then the eagle that flies above the storm, and then the Phoenix who willingly puts itself into the fire. And again, with the tears here, it's like willingly accepting this and allowing yourself to grow and transform. There's a song that's like, I don't know. It's something like I've done it 1,000 times. Like I feel like you guys, you've done this 1,000 times of like rebuilding yourself, and now is no different. And if you really just kind of throw yourself into this, like don't try to hold on to it at all. If you just accept this death process, you're going to level up through this process. And I know that I don't always like it when people say stuff like that to me, like in a spiritual way, because I'm like, this actually really hurts, and I just want someone to know that and to not tell me to like keep moving forward, or just it's just, you know, chin up. Like sometimes it really, really bothers me, and I'm not trying to do that to you here. I'm just trying to say, like, you got this. I feel like this part, I think I did this to you guys in another reading where I was like trying to explain transformation, personal transformation to the Scorpios, and I was like, never again. So I'm not going to do that, because I feel like you have this part. You know this part. There's a new you that's like waiting to be birthed through this, a stronger you. Somebody, because the Empress, if you think about this, this is the mother card. This isn't someone who, like, speaking of like Virgin, this is not like, sometimes sex can be referred to as gnosis, as knowledge. This is not someone who has, right, the Empress is a mother. I think you get where I'm going with that. So this, and it's like maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. This is somebody who has been through some kind of stuff, some kind of knowledge, and then like became the Empress, you know? Okay, some of you guys, I just clarified this 5 of Pentacles in the middle, this like feeling left out in the cold and feeling betrayed. I mean, we have the 5 of Cups. That's the 4th one, the 4th 5. I mean, we had the 5 of Cups twice, but it's still the 4th 5 that came out. This is a really, really difficult moment, you know? This is a very human and humbling experience. This is reminding you of your own mortality in some way. It doesn't have to be a physical death, but it's reminding you of your own vulnerability, and that we have to trust people. It's part of being human to trust people. Some of you guys, this was a King of Wands type of figure. This could have been someone you were in a romantic relationship with. This could have been a boss figure. He's pointing to the world here. Like maybe some of you guys feel like this was kind of strategic in some way. Yeah. So I just feel like there is a tough, something like some kind of tough situation that's going on this month. I feel like the highest vibrational outcome, with that being Temperance and Empress, it's like hold back on the outside, build yourself up on the inside, because look how this Empress is surrounded by darkness, like the tree. And then we also have Strength at the bottom of the deck. Again, another image of like kind of holding back, definitely like observing in some way. So can we get an advice card for Scorpio? The Hangman. Look at this different. Accept this. Your world got turned upside down. Accept it. Open your eyes. Look around. Hold yourself back. Hold yourself in a holding pattern strategically. You're going to see a lot more toxicity that way. So you're going to be better prepared in the future to deal with this. There's something about a hierarchy as well. Something from the top. Some of you guys, I'm hearing this comes from the top. Like this is just kind of whatever situation this is in. So this is like, do a lot of work in isolation if you can, kind of distance yourself in some way. I do feel like greed is at play here in some way. And it's something that you're just like open to now and aware of. So yeah, this is going to have you have some kind of self-focus. I feel like greed is involved here. But it's just like, it's a matter of becoming aware of it, because there is a new beginning coming in your future that's better. And I feel like it's through some kind of awakening and some kind of realization and enlightenment. What's this Ace of Wands? The Hermit. Some of you guys, you're having some kind of realization. Some of you guys are working alone in healthcare in some way, or you might not be. There still might be this group around you, but it's like you're strengthening yourself, and there is some kind of, yeah, there's a lot of new beginnings. You're turning over major new leaves, Scorpio. You guys are wisening up in the way that you're approaching something here. You're wisening up about this. It's turning into wisdom. And you guys are turning away from materialism. You're becoming super aware. Something's going to break down. And it doesn't have to be in the external world. I'm kind of getting that it's internally, like it's a world view. It's something like some kind of world view. What else can you tell me about this new beginning? Oh, okay. So, again, we have the Fool, this Uranus energy. I just feel like this is, again, this naivete. That's kind of, you're no spring chicken. I feel like internally, you're no spring chicken anymore. And so this is just becoming wisdom. Yeah, the 9th house, Temperance, the 9th house. You guys are really, really cutting out what no longer serves you. You're wising up. You're hyper observant this month. So that's just what it keeps saying, is like to use that to your advantage moving forward. Because I feel like, yeah, you get a little disillusioned. Also, the song Stand by Rascal Flatts kept coming out for a lot of people's signs. And I just kind of told myself that it was just the energy for everyone. And that song, it's like, on your knees, you look up, decide you've had enough, you get mad, you get strong, wipe your hands, shake it off, then you stand. So, yeah, I feel like you guys, you get mad, you get strong, wipe your hands, shake it off, then you stand. You become this Empress. Regardless of your gender, this is a beautiful energy. And what I love about the Empress, too, is this is somebody who still is very relationship focused and very socially focused, somebody who is very nurturing. There's something about nurturing. Take care of yourself this month. Like, pamper yourself, take baths, drink a lot of water, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe do, like, I don't know, some kind of a emotional cleanse if you can. I don't even know what that means, but if you can just kind of try to help exercise your emotions in some way, I think that's going to help you guys out. So anyways, I'll stop rambling. That's what I have for you guys, Scorpio. All the best to you this month, and I will see you hopefully next month. Bye, guys.